My name is Martin Smith. I'm here to talk about the Oort Cloud. I'd like to start at what I believe to be its origins, and that would be the corona solar ejections, that being electromagnetic fields that release in a whip-like fashion that throw out material at a very high rate of speed, and that's electrons, protons, some of the heavy nucleus that it ejects. And what's happening is this is basically what we see as a solar wind, and we see windstorms coming through in large ejections. So we have this huge quantities of mass being ejected way out past our solar system itself, and it becomes a cloud around the sun. Now what we have to remember is that the sun is spinning, so that the stuff that's being ejected at the equator is not only going away from the sun, but it also has a vector to it. It also has two vectors to it. One going away from the sun, and the other vector is the radial velocity of the sun, which is in the direction of the sun's spin. So as this mass gets thrown out far enough, eventually the spin rate of the sun, the velocity of that alone, will give some degree of orbital velocity to all this dust. So everything that is spinning with the sun is going to be somewhat stationary, but the stuff going up comes back down real fast, real readily. So the stuff being ejected upwards and downwards from the sun is the stuff that I'm saying gets heavy. It moves back and forth, and it collects more dust, and it creates a lot of these icy comets that we see. And the main reason that people think that there is an Oort cloud, and this again is an unproven entity, is that we have comets that are coming from a particular angle that says it's way out in space, not close in, not within Pluto, not within the heliosphere. And the heliosphere being the sun's electromagnetic effects. So we have 4 satellites, or approximately 4 satellites, that have passed the heliosphere, but the designers, at least the senior designers, number one, they're not alive today. They've outlived their creation. Their creation has outlived them. And 2, they never expected the satellites to survive to get through the heliosphere, to get to it, because it's so far out. The Oort cloud is supposed to be even farther out than that. The Oort cloud, coming from the sun, is fairly stationary around the sun, and the sun is going around the galaxy, so it has some velocity to it. Plus the galaxy is traveling through space a little bit. That means it's going to collect pretty much all the dust that's free floating in space, and it's also going to get more of the heat. So it's traveling forwards, and it's going to heat up more than the backside. One of the aspects of the Oort cloud that a lot of people don't really know about is that the natural background radiation that we see, it was one-sided. Now, if the background radiation was caused from a motion going forward, then it should have a sine equation to it, so that it gets hotter within a sine equation towards the direction of travel. So anytime you come out this direction, 90 degrees would be 0, 180 degrees would be complete opposite. But 30 degrees is where your 50% mark is, and this is something that was not seen. What was seen is that the entire front end was heated up, and I'm assuming that that heating would be from friction rather than from a velocity change. So we have particles out there that have gotten hotter and colder due to friction. And this is one of the things that I would expect to see, and this is one of the things that we have seen. And it was pretty much thrown out. It was, no, this is where we got the Big Bang from. I don't agree with that. So my first impression is that that is not where the Big Bang come from. That is the effects of the Oort cloud itself. So this is one of the reasons I'm doing the video, is because I strongly believe that it is possible that it is the Oort cloud that we are getting this natural background radiation from, rather than from the Big Bang. And that pretty much concludes this video, and see you on the next one.